lunch. Look how good. Cassandra, that looks like a yummy plate.
Sumo and does it well. I'll go over both. Based on your leverages, your body mechanics, that's going to determine for you which deadlift you're better at. So, conventional deadlift, I'm normally going to be right about shoulder width. One of the really easy ways to figure out where your feet placement should be is if you go to do a jump, and that's my deadlift stance for conventional. One thing that I want you all to work on today is full reset. You don't have to come back, you don't have to stand up every time. I don't want any of this. That. No. We want that bar to be one nice fluid movement. Because when we go to jerk, what happens? I'm already out of position. My hips come up, it takes me into a spot where I can get injured more easily. The spine is good at compressive forces, up and down. Deadlift is going to put us into a more vulnerable position a lot of the time, which is why everybody's like chest up. See how now it's up and down? Now it's across. So as soon as your hips start coming up, you start becoming more parallel with the ground, you're putting yourself at risk for injury. It's going to be one of your big things on whether it's conventional deadlift or whether it's sumo deadlift. So when I go in to do my deadlift, I'm going to get in, I'm going to get into my stance, I'm going to come down to the bar. Okay? So before I ever even go to attempt to bring the bar up, I'm going to try to bend that bar around my shins essentially. So you see how that brings my chest up a little bit? And that brings, see how the bar literally even starts coming up? I'm not even lifting. So if I come in here, get down in, rotate, so that's gonna rotate, chest up, I'm gonna stand up. Notice, the bar does not ever leave contact. Never does it go. None of this around is also being raised. I want you to breathe into your taint, essentially. I breathe out, the entire belt fills up. I feel pressure added on my back, in my obliques, and in my front. All the way around, your back, your obliques, and front of your belly. And that's my last problem. You didn't like those pictures? And then taking your time. I want everything to feel extremely set. We want to work on getting everything set in stone. Then we start our reps. Okay, just let my legs fall. And wherever they land, that's where I pull from. Just normal, how my body works. Should probably be able to come down to the bar, and act place, and not move the bar forward. Right? If I'm coming down to the bar and it's moving forward, I'm getting too much of this. I'm setting myself to be in a position where this is going to happen. Same thing. Now I'm at a much higher risk for injury. So I get into sumo, and as you can see, I'm not way out there. That don't work. This is a much more technical lift, so it's going to be more difficult. Yes, it's going to create more abduction here. If you're doing sumo because it's more glute dominant versus doing something that's safer, I don't like that person. It's not my jam. But we have to have this external rotation of the knees to get down to where we need to be. Sit back, everything's up nice and high. Stand up, glutes are there. Right back down.
It's like a controlled drop to the ground. So it's more like,
Good, knees out, chest up.
that way you go over those movements, you go pretty heavy. Yeah.
For you, I just think I want to work on a little bit more of that rigidity in the back. So I can come back down into the bar. Really trying to get tight here. Yes.
Hamstring curls is you want to press your pelvis down into the pad as much as humanly possible. How many have seen like really high level competitors or really strong people get on a hamstring curl machine, have like 70 pounds on it, and be dying? You're like, how are they dying with like 70 pounds on a hamstring curl? It's all because they're actually working just their hamstrings and not their adductors, nothing else with it, just their hamstrings. And the way you do that is when you get on the pad, you want to think about taking your hips and pressing it into the pad like the top. Not just a little bit, like literally press it to where it almost like a snow arch. A lot of times getting up on your elbows can be helpful for it, so it creates like a straight line with it. And then you just do the curl up and down, and you can't use anything but your head.
Here or higher up?
It doesn't matter. A little bit lower probably, because all that's doing is shortening the range of motion. It's like if you do a lateral raise, right? And you have a machine that you grip with the handles on it, you do a lateral raise, like there's a certain amount of weight you can do. Then you get up here, and you do a lot more weight, because the lever's far shorter. That's all you do is change the lever. See the arch of my back like that? That's what you want when you do the hamstring curl. Like that big, almost, it's not like a big arch, but it's the way, that's what it feels like, at least, because you're really pressing your hips into the pad. Think about this right here. There you go.
This is pretty much how you're really supposed to do it. So you're gonna start in the upward position, lock, and you're gonna pull back, really, with your hamstring. So when I teach it to my students, they tend to curve and go up and use momentum. You really don't want to, and I always hold my hamstring when I do that, because then I can feel that this is moving, and I'm like,
is that a hyperextension machine used differently? Is that what that is?
the hyperextension
No,
is this.
it's different.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Kickstand, core tight, and you're gonna push your hips back, hold the dumbbell here, and you find your range of motion where there's concentration on that tie-in, and you're actually using this leg. I don't know why I'm holding this ass, and it's really on this ass. Concentration here, wherever that may be for you.
So would you hold the
Come up.
dumbbell with this arm or
You're
the
gonna hold the dumbbell and you pick up the dumbbell.
on the same leg that you're working?
Yeah, that's heavy.
Going hard.
Notice how her leg is slightly bent on this side, so it's not locked
Not
out.
locked out.
The heel on her way up and pushing through the heel rather than the toe is really going to engage that glute.
Tuck your hip under and then go. I feel it, and you don't have to go all the way to the floor. And you'll see a lot of people go all the way to the floor thinking that, but by the time you get here, now my glutes are disengaged.
Right.
By the time you come all the way up here, now my glutes are disengaged again.
It may feel like a short range of motion, but that's okay. So think about stopping the dumbbell right in between your knee and your ankle. Because like she said, if you go all the way down to your ankle, you're going to start to lose tension in your glute and feel it more like you got the belt squat. Who's ever done a belt squat?
Oh, never? Oh, I do it.
Have you done?
Yes, yeah.
Yes. I was going to say, give one. Yes. Okay, great. So, belt squat. Great thing about it, you don't have to worry about the bar being up here. You do a lot more core work and everything there. You know, it's also a mindset thing, right? So if a lot of weight on your back, you know, want to make sure I have full core. Belt squat takes it out of the equation. So you're able to really just focus on the strength aspect of things. So you're going to set your
This place
you want to make sure it's sitting right at your hip. You don't want it too low around the glutes. You don't want it up around that torso. You should sit really nice here at the hip. It's really up to you. Hold on to these handles. You're going to stand up nice and tall. You see this kind of get disengaged here. So you're going to start off with those hips, send those hips back, come down as far as you can, push up through. The heels coming back up. If you want, you can go shave with those hips.
Notice how she pushes her hips down and back, all right? She's driving up through her heels and she's keeping her whole foot on the platform, okay?
So we're gonna start with the, so start with sinking those hips back. Stand up nice and tall, nice and straight.
I didn't see the faces before. My daughter would be very happy with this.
I think those are gummy bears.
That's loading this much. It seems like too much. Like I don't even want to risk. Well, let's try. I mean, if this is feeling okay, I'm fine. As long as you're driving, do that heel. I typically say step back up. Stand all the way up. So put both feet up there. We're going to swap to the other. Come up. Put both feet on the platform. And go the other direction. There you go. That way you're not fatiguing one side quicker than the other. Is any of this bothering you? Not really, no. So you're not actually putting any weight on your spine? No. All the weight is here.
But we're just going to learn by doing. So, Shorter people on this one, taller people on this one. Just follow it here. My favorite way, shins are vertical at the top. She's pushing through her heels. She's reaching full hip extension. This is the way I like. Now, what I like to do is when people are doing scoop, I'll teach them hinge just so they can. So come down to the bottom. Picture this being one unit. So you're looking forward, then you look up, push tall. They're both good to do. You probably like the scoop more, which is why you do it, but it's kind of good to learn both. Just go down a little bit. There. That's how deep you go. Your pulse, go for it. Boom. A little deeper. Not quite that deep. Right there. These are pulses. Okay. Come down from the bottom, little pulse. Okay. Now down all the way.
These are 1 1/4.
Come up all the way, pulse. Yeah. Well, she's fatigued. Some pauses at her. Here's what a real pause is like. 3 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003. Come down, come up. 1001, 1002, 1003. Way higher. That's the way we used to do them when I first invented these. Her shins vertical. Not quite. Move the heels back a little. There. Go for it. At the bottom, you arch. I've never hurt myself that way. I thought it was a bit dangerous. I never hurt myself. But it's good for you to learn hinge technique too, because you're kind of slippy, which is good. That's my preferred way. But I want you to learn both. Torso is one unit, like you're a robot. You're going to come up all the way, and so your gaze will go like this. So at the top, you're looking up. Go for it.
So she's a hinger like I am, and this is the technique that she showed for me to do.
Okay, yes. Deep back yourself. You might want a wider stance, you might not. Okay, put your heels back a little. Right there. Now your shins are vertical. Keep going. Very good. Just one side. Last side.
That's where my foundation was marked, so it could just be her.
Okay?
We're going to have you guys walk back to the front. We're going to have you guys stand on the diagonal so you know what it's like to be stared at by people in a group. It's very similar. It's probably going to be more nerve-wracking than an actual show. So, and then we're going to just mention to you, okay, hey, smile. Hey.
Okay, so I'll help you out with it. Let's go.
Thanks for watching the video. I hope you really enjoyed. This is the last little bit of the posing session that day. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff I'm supposed to tell you to do. I hope you enjoy watching Kaylee pregnant here teaching how to pose, because I sure do.